Hi, this question is array transformation. So you are given an array, and then basically on every single day, you have to check your neighbor, left and right neighbor. If the current element is smaller than left and right, then you want to increment. If the current element is bigger, your left and right, you want to decrement. And then the first and last does not change because the first one doesn't have left neighbor, and then the last one doesn't have right neighbor, right? So the idea is pretty straightforward. So what you actually need to do is what? You need a flag. So flag represent what? If there is a change inside the array, you need to keep as a true. And then if you're traversing from the beginning all the way to the end, if there's no change, right, you break out the while loop. So you definitely have a while flag, right? And then inside the while loop, right, you definitely need to know what is your current array value, right? Because this will keep changing, right? So you need to clone your current array, current array value, and then basically once you clone it, right, you need to keep changing on your next iteration. And then later on, since we are dealing with what, the in array, then we want to change to list of integer, right? You need to use a string, or you need to traverse, right? So this is pretty much the idea. So let's just start coding, and then I will just guide you through it. So you need to have a list of integer, right? I'm going to call result, just initialize to the new array list, and then I will definitely need to return result, right? So I need a flag for true, right, in the beginning. So while flag, and now we're traversing, right? So at this point, I want to make sure my flag is false. This is because if there is a change inside the traversal, I trigger the flag to true, right? Alright, so now I need to have my clone array. So I need list. This is because every single time, because when I want to update a value, I cannot update a current in array, right? I need to have a clone value, right? The one before you go on your next iteration, right? So for in the I equal to 1, I less than array of length I plus plus. Alright, so this is not finished yet because we're starting from 1. This is because we don't need to what? We don't need to take care of what? We have to take care of the left and right, right? But when we traverse until the end, we don't need to stop at this position. We stop at this position, right? So it's going to be about I plus 1 less than array dot length. This is because you only need these two value for the traversal, right? You don't care about this, and you don't care about this, but you can get a value, right? In left equal to what? Clone AI minus 1, and right is equal to clone AI plus 1, right? So this is the value. This is the current iteration value for the array, right? And then I need to check, is my left what? Is the current value is the current value? So it's gonna be what? Clone I current value is greater. Let's just do this first. If the current element is smaller, right? Is smaller than left, and also clone I is smaller than right. I need to trigger my flag equal to true, right? The first thing is going to be like this, and the next one is going to be what? I need to increment my value, right? So I will increment my value at least for loop iteration, and then the next iteration I will just clone it. So this will basically be the solution. So this is another one. Basically, copy and paste, changing the what? less than to greater than, and flag equal to true, array I decrement, right? Alright, so almost finished, and the last state is gonna be what? The answer is inside my in array, right? I need to change to a list of integer, right? So it's gonna be what? Arrays, that's string, and then I need to put the array in array into it, right? And I need to box, then collect, and collector to list. So what does this mean? I change my array into a list, and I box which is gonna be what? One list array, right? One list integer, right? So I'm gonna just traverse, run test case. Alright, so the time and space are pretty straightforward. The time, this is all of them, right? Inside all of them, this is just checking, right? So let me just do the list. This look pretty ugly right here. Alright, so the time, this is all of them, and inside all of them you have a while loop. So it's gonna be depending on the cycles. So you know the cycle depending on your value, right? And the value could be really big. So again, I will say all of c times n, and c represents cycle, n represents length of the array, and the space is going to be a list, all of them. And I need to run a debug, right? So let me just put it right here, and no, maybe this one, right? And then maybe here, I just run a debug mode to see if it get it or not. Alright, so just keep looking on your left window and then you'll figure it out. Alright, so this is a solution. So if you have any question, leave a comment below, subscribe if you want it, and I will see you next time. Bye.